Hi everyone, I am making you a screencast video. Just a quick note, I love to use technology in creative ways in my classroom. And one advantage of a screencast is I'm going to share the directions and guidelines to the video reflection. And for those of you that like to hear the directions over and over, that's the power of the video, is that it gives you an opportunity to replay areas that you need further support. And of course, feel free to contact me at any time as well for further support. But because I only went over the guidelines at the beginning of the semester for this assignment, and I realize some of you are teaching throughout the semester, you may have forgotten some of the details, so I want to offer this audio support for you. First, congratulations for finishing your lesson, which is why you're reviewing these guidelines now, because you're ready to write your reflection. And the reason I have you write a reflection essay is because effective teachers reflect on their lessons. This is a really important professional disposition to acquire, and that is why we're practicing it for this class. So what do you have to do? In 1 week, everyone has 7 days after you complete your lesson to view your video and to write your paper. And in 1 week, you will turn in your reflection essay / commentary. By the way, I use those words interchangeably. And it should be no more than 2 double-spaced pages. Now, if you go a little over, you're not going to be penalized. But again, I am trying to encourage you to write succinctly and with economy. So, but you do have to, of course, include examples. So you want to really look at this is a formal paper, so write with clarity. You also want to bring in lots of evidence that proves that you viewed your video. Again, going off our memory is one lens, but actually seeing ourselves teach on the video, you really can't, it allows you not to forget some of the details. So what do you do next? So you need to view your video, and as you're viewing your video, I suggest you take some notes to keep organized. And I've provided this chart below, see below here, with 11 guiding questions that will hopefully allow you to really focus in on a quality response by collecting some meaningful data from your video. So go through these questions. Obviously, if some of the questions do not apply to your to the application of your video, then you can skip it, or you can modify the question that would work for your lesson. But overall, these are pretty generic enough and will help you focus in on effective teaching. After you have completed this, this will hopefully give you a really good organizer to start writing your final essay. Now, you do not have to turn in these notes. These are for your eyes only. If you do, not a problem. I'm not going to assess them, but some people do like to include them, but you don't have to. So going back to, once you have, again, taken some notes, watched your video, start to write your essay. And this is what you want to pay attention right here, is the prompt. You are answering this question: what changes would you make to your instruction for the whole class and or to your peers who needed greater support or challenge? That is, to better support student learning of the central focus. That goes back to your objective, like what was your objective and your standard. When you're viewing your video, do you see any missed opportunities where you could have added more clarity, or with a revision of your lesson plan the next time you'll do something differently? Also, don't just think about the challenges. What went well? What were your successes? How did your preparation support you for that? Please provide those specific examples. Also, consider the glow and grow notes that you received from your peers. That might also provide additional evidence as you're watching the video to see what they might mean when they gave you that support. And this is really important, and this is why this area is highlighted right here. One, when you are writing your essay, please make a self-to-text connection. That means as you consider your teaching and the what your final execution of your lesson plan ended up being, how can you relate to any of the readings or articles or videos that you have viewed in this class? So go back to your reading responses, your annotated bibliography, and look for that textual support where you can make a connection. Again, you only need to cite one. If you do more, that's great. But this is really what separates the A's from the B's. Show me that you can connect. It doesn't have to be an educational reading from my class only. You can pull from other education classes, or if you did some research at the library, however you want to do that, just show me your citation and put a reference at the end. Um, an example might be you might find something from, let's say we've been doing a lot of reading at the Daniels and Zelliman text. You might say, according to Daniels and Zelliman, they define a favorable classroom where teachers provide choices. In my video, as seen in my video and from my lesson plan, I provided an opportunity for students to make choices when I blank, blank, blank. So that might just, again, that's a sentence frame to help you think about how you can connect overtly to what you've been reading and what you actually been doing. So this I hope will help bring in that comprehension of the theories that you've been learning. Like for example, Vygotsky, go back, you can even pull from PowerPoints that I posted. Vygotsky says that learning is social. I made my lesson very social because I put my students into groups and required them to discuss the ideas. So start to really own these theories, own these ideas that you're reading from the distant authors that we are studying. Anyway, I really hope that these directions help provide you additional clarity on what you need to do when you finish your video. I'm sorry, when you finish your essay, turn it into Lalima along with all of your other materials like your PowerPoint or Prezi, your final lesson plan, and any additional handouts that you provided. And then I will post those so your peers have those. And I can't wait to give you to give you feedback on your lesson, and I will do that as soon as I read your video reflection. And again, I look forward to reading it. Thank you again. Bye.